From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Thursday morning, it was a hectic day of fires yesterday. We'll touch on that in just a second. But the bottom line for the forecast moving forward, a little bit cooler for the 4th of July. Some showers possible for the 4th. Definitely not going to be a washout. Most of us will probably stay dry. And then another heat wave is looming for next week. Right now, the winds, still some residual gust in the valleys and in the basin. Those southwesterly winds that firefighters are battling right now with the Cold Springs fire in Umatilla County. 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades, and 40s and 50s in the Blues. Your day planner forecast for today should be a beautiful one. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures in the 70s around lunchtime, into the 70s and 80s at the peak of daytime heating. Okay, right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view coming courtesy of Bimar. You can see the smoke still smoldering from that fire that is burning right off of the interstate. So we'll take a bit of a closer look at that one. You can see burning directly to the east of I-82 and right there at the intersection of State Route 24. We haven't gotten any word on containment or acreage, but we see that the fire itself is still smoldering, so we'll continue to keep a close eye on this one. But the big fire from yesterday was this one, the Cold Springs fire burning on the northeast side of Hermiston. It's 1,000 acres. Still don't have much word on containment, and we do have evacuations for this one, level 2 evacuations and level 1 evacuations. We'll go ahead and give you a bit of a tour in regards to that. The level 2 evacuations, again, this is where you have to be set. This is where you have to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. This includes along and to the east of County Road 1251, Tabor Road, East Walls Road, along and to the south of State Highway 37, and along and south of Columbia River Highway. So that was just kind of a crash course. Also, these level 1 evacuations have been expanded to the north and to the east. So the zones, Umatilla County uses a zone system, UMC 005-A, 007-A, 065-D, 067-B, 059-B. That's where you just have to be ready. But where you have to be set, where you have to be packed and ready to leave at a moment's notice, that would be UMC 063-B, 065-A, and 065-B. So as more updates come along, we'll pass them along on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a new scam making its rounds in Umatilla County, and this time the targets are employers, what you need to know and what you need to watch out for. And we're learning more about the firefighter who survived the deadly ambush in North Idaho, and we have the latest on his road to recovery. Plus, safety first this 4th of July, tips to keep you and your family safe and your pets calm this holiday weekend. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us and joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off. We want to begin this morning with a crime alert out of Umatilla County. Sheriff's Office warning employers to be on alert for a new phone scam. Listen to this. The scammer calls posing as a law enforcement officer, a jail deputy, or a federal judge, or even a U.S. Marshal. They claim one of your employees has been arrested and needs bail money. They'll then pressure you into buying prepaid debit or gift cards or even wiring money, all under the guise of helping that employee. Some have even asked targets to mail the cards to a judge or show up at a courthouse with cash in hand. Officials say these scammers sound legitimate and often have just enough information to seem believable. But if you get a call like this, hang up immediately and contact law enforcement. The Sheriff's Office is reminding the public that no law enforcement agency or court will ever call to collect money over the phone. And a follow-up for you this morning at 5:04. We're learning more on the condition of the firefighter who survived the deadly ambush in Coeur d'Alene. Coeur d'Alene fire officials say engineer Dave Tisdale is now in stable condition. He is off a ventilator and he is able to communicate again. Deputy Fire Marshal Craig Etherton says Tisdale suffered serious chest and spinal trauma after being shot during wildfire response on Canfield Mountain. 2 firefighters were killed in that attack, Kootenai County Battalion Chief Frank Harwood and Coeur d'Alene Battalion Chief John Morrison. Tisdale's condition is a small sign of hope for the department and the community who are still mourning an unimaginable loss. Well, with the 4th of July holiday just a day away, Washington state officials are urging the public to help prevent wildfires. The Department of Natural Resources says fireworks remain one of the biggest fire threats. Last year alone, they say fireworks sparked 270 fires across the state. So while they encourage celebrating with family and friends, they stress doing it safely.
Let's make sure that our fireworks are used legally and safely. If we're drinking alcohol, don't play with fire. Make sure we supervise young people. Also, a lot of people are camping over the 4th of July weekend. Let's make sure our campfires are out cold to the touch. If we're hauling RVs or boats, make sure you don't have a metal chain that's dragging and causing sparks.
So he also adds to make sure you're not parking on dry grass if you need to pull over to the side of the road while on the interstate. Officials say a little caution goes a long way in keeping our communities and wildlands safe. And as we look ahead to Independence Day, a time for barbecues, parties, and fireworks, it is important also to keep your pets' safety in mind. Christian Cordero has some tips on how to keep pets happy, healthy, and safe during the holiday weekend.
This 4th of July, Americans will hear the booms and whistles of independence, but it can be a scary time for pets who don't understand what's going on.
Anything that's going to be different than what the pets are normally used to, especially things that have bright lights or loud sounds like fireworks, like parades, those are going to be pretty stressful for pets.
As a pet parent, what can you do to keep your pets calm during the holiday festivities? First, create a quiet space.
Bringing them inside, drawing the shades, maybe putting on the radio or, throwing on a movie to help drown out the festivities can really help animals manage their anxiety during what can be a pretty overwhelming time for them.
If you plan to set off fireworks at home, clean up any trash or leftover materials before letting your pets back out.
There are all sorts of chemicals, combustibles that make up fireworks, and you always want to make sure that those kinds of things are cleaned up so that way a pet who's let out the next day, maybe to run around the yard, doesn't inadvertently get into something that could really cause some serious health risks.
The 4th of July is all about the barbecues, but when it comes to your pets, say no to scraps.
Not everything that we typically associate with barbecues are pet safe. If you want to include your pet in that kind of celebration, pet safe frozen fruits and vegetables, things like watermelon or blueberries, even carrots, can help them be part of the celebration. But in a safe way.
Now is a good time to make sure pets have up-to-date ID tags with your current contact information.
The 4th of July and the days right after are some of the biggest days for intake at animal shelters. So making sure that pets have up-to-date ID tags, that their microchips are up-to-date, is going to be one of the best ways to make sure that if a pet goes missing, they're able to get back home as quickly as possible.
For less stress, make arrangements ahead of time for your pets to be safe at home, rather than outside at a parade or fireworks display.
It's really just about keeping pets calm and happy and giving them the quiet and space so they can get through the festivities that they don't really understand what's happening, so they don't have that context to be able to celebrate alongside us.
Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Good tips. And with a lot of people who are planning to hit the water this weekend, Benton County Sheriff's Office has some safety reminders as well before you head out onto the rivers. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert has those details.
With the 4th of July less than 2 days away, folks are getting ready to celebrate on the water. Boaters from across the Tri-Cities will be sailing on the Columbia River, but authorities with the Benton County Sheriff's Department want to remind everyone that safety comes first. That means having life jackets on board, making sure they're visible, properly sized, and include a Type 4 throwable.
This 4th of July weekend, the Benton County Sheriff's Department wants all boaters to be safe. And while accidents do occasionally happen on the water, the Benton County Sheriff's Department says that many of those accidents are very preventable.
On the sides of the river now, the river will get shallow and there will be rocks just below the surface of the river. I've seen people hit those rocks on jet skis and go flying off of their jet skis, get cracked skulls, cracked ribs, and have to pull them out of the water and get them to the hospital right away. So just be careful.
Clippard says no matter what kind of vessel you're on, there should always be someone watching for other people and boats in the water.
Whether you're on a jet ski or on a motorized craft like this, you must have an observer. So the person at the helm of the vessel, pay attention in front of you. Rely on that observer who should be sitting right to your left to watch behind you. You, the boat driver, needs to be aware of your surroundings.
Clippard says there are a couple of reasons he could order someone off the water, the first being an overpowered boat, and the second a boat carrying too many people.
If you're overloaded, I can tell you, you need to go back to the shore right now immediately and get rid of some of your passengers, because you cannot exceed the maximum occupancy or the weight on that plate for that vessel.
And many boaters may not realize their vessel registration could be expired.
Your new registration has to be on by the 1st of July, so make sure that you have up-to-date registration on your vessel.
The Sheriff's Office hopes everyone heading out onto the water this weekend stays safe and has fun. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Staying safe and having fun. Very important as we head into this 4th of July weekend. So as you do head out to enjoy the holiday on the water, remember, safety isn't just a suggestion, it's the law. Benton County Sheriff's Office wants everyone to have a great time, but says the best way to do that is to be prepared, stay alert, and look out for each other. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, the pressure is on in Washington overnight. Meetings, closed-door talks, high stakes on Capitol Hill. The president's big, beautiful bill facing a critical vote in the House this morning. We have the latest. And giving you a live look outside this morning. This is from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima, and you can see smoke still billowing from one of those fires that Josh was talking about. When we come back after the break, we're going to check back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth. He's going to not only break down your first alert forecast as we head into the 4th of July weekend, but also update us on some of these fires burning around the region.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Did you know Tri-City Lumber Company isn't just for contractors? We're your local source for decking, railing, hardware, and more, open to everyone. For over 30 years, DIYers and homeowners have trusted us for quality materials and expert one-on-one advice. Now, under new ownership, we're making it even easier to shop local and build better. Skip the big box stores. Visit Tri-City Lumber today on Clearwater and Kennewick, or call us at 509-783-3322 today.
3 weeks of savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store today. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2 get 2 free. Bi-Mart quad chairs are just $9.99. Plus save $50 on a Quick Shade Weekender 10x10 canopy. Storeware's 23-gallon totes are just $7.99. And all Frito-Lay party-sized chips are $3.99. Save store-wide through July 7th. Bi-Mart since 1955.
Wow. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
The River of Fire Festival, presented by ICCU, is back. Friday, July the 4th at Columbia Park in Kennewick. It's a free family celebration starting at 2 p.m. with food trucks, live music, kids' activities, and fireworks at 10.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
We're back, baby.
Yes.
Hey.
Grandma, he smells really good.
Name something your mate's booty has in common with the basketball.
It bounces.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here is your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities. Lots of sunshine all throughout the day. It's going to be a beautiful one. Near 75 as soon as 10 this morning, up into the low 80s around lunchtime. Then we should peak around, I'd say, into the mid-80s to low 90s. Okay, here's Futurecast upper-level wildfire smoke for today. Now, just keep in mind, this is going to be really bullish with some of the smoke coming off of the Cold Springs fire in Umatilla County. I do think we'll certainly see some smoke and haze, just maybe not as much as this model is putting out. But this is a good way to sort of show you the distribution of the smoke over the next 48 hours. So By 4 p.m., winds coming out of the southeast or out of the southwest, pushing the smoke towards the north and towards the east. And so that plume could end up in the Walla Walla area, downstream, further downstream into Dayton or the Palouse. That's mainly where we're going to track the smoke and haze for today. But then for tonight, much more just kind of a broader area of some very thin, high-level smoke that'll blanket the area. We're not expecting any big-time reductions to air quality except for in these areas immediately downwind of some of these fires. And again, you can see that plume mainly impacting northern Umatilla and then some of those ensuing portions of Walla Walla County. For today, lots of sunshine, the haze that we talked about, high temperatures for lower elevations going to be in the 80s and 90s, pretty normal stuff for this time of the year. Wind's going to pick up specifically after 2 p.m. It'll be especially windy in the Kittitas Valley. And then for tonight, can't rule out a shower in southern Umatilla County, and overnight low is going to be mild, but I'll show you shower chances not only for tonight, but also for the 4th of July with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:15. International headlines this morning. The president's big, beautiful bill facing a critical vote in the House this morning. For the very latest, we head to D.C.
This morning, President Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill slowly making its way through the House as President Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson try to get Republican holdouts on board. The House has to approve the Senate's changes to the bill, and with Democrats lined up against the measure, Speaker Johnson can only afford to lose 3 votes for the bill to pass. The House Speaker holding closed-door negotiations with holdouts overnight.
We can't make everyone 100% happy. It's impossible.
The president's bill includes nearly $4 trillion in tax cuts, along with new funding for immigration enforcement and defense. It would also eliminate taxes on tips and overtime, and it imposes work requirements on Medicaid. However, critics are angry that the bill could add $3.4 trillion to the debt over the next decade, and they worry cuts to Medicaid could force nearly 12 million people to lose their insurance.
What is your message to those holdouts?
It's a great bill. There is something for everyone. And I think it's going to go very nicely in the House. Actually, I think it will be easier in the House than it was in the Senate.
Some Republicans were even summoned to the White House for a full court press directly from the president.
Did the president move your vote?
The president was very kind and gifted in his talk.
President Trump not letting up, posting on social media, what are Republicans waiting for? And adding, this should be an easy yes vote. Ridiculous.
And we may still have hours of activity and debate ahead before the mega bill passes a full vote in the House. We'll, of course, keep a close eye on it and keep you updated. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and a look at your first alert forecast as we head into the 4th of July weekend. Giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. Vegetation fire still burning there this morning. You can see the smoke billowing. We believe this is just off of I-82. We're tracking down some more information, trying to get you updates on this fire, but just a heads up as you head out the door in the Yakima area, you could see smoke in the sky this morning as this vegetation fire still burns. It is 5:18 and we're back after the break.
I'm Susan Alatrico. I don't advocate for any other professional than Mr. Breck. Over the years, I've come to know him as trustworthy, competent, and respected by his opponents. Don't trust your case with providers or representatives who do not have a wealth of experience.
Celebrate independence from Old Appliances. Come check out what's in stock and on sale across all Samsung appliances this 4th of July at Fred's Appliance. Shop exclusive deals on Samsung dishwashers, washers and dryers, refrigerators, and so much more. Like this Samsung washer and dryer set. Save $600 today, plus save up to $500 with an additional Fred's Buy More, Save More exclusive rebate. At Fred's, our Get It Today inventory and lowest price guarantee makes us the most convenient choice.
Yet another toothpaste that does not whiten. Girl, this one works.
Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest goes deeper to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth for whiter teeth in one day. Crest.
Are you one of the millions of Americans who suffer from an upset stomach after a big meal? Try Pepto-Bismol. Unlike some products, Pepto coats and soothes your digestive system to provide fast 5-symptom relief. Stock up on Pepto today.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with explosive savings on premium mattresses. Choose from your favorites like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy and save up to $600 on select premium mattress sets. Best of all, for a limited time, you'll get 72 months interest-free financing. That's 72 equal monthly payments, no interest and no money down, plus free white glove delivery and removal of your old mattress. Visit More Furniture, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
50% off annuals and vegetable starts at Queensgate Gardens. It's the end of spring and going fast. Open 10 to 3 on the 4th. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows at 50% off.
A penny saved is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
I'm Susan Alatrico. I don't advocate for any other professional than Mr. Breck. Over the years, I've come to know him as trustworthy, competent, and respected by his opponents. Don't trust your case with providers or representatives who do not have a wealth of experience.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Okay, today's going to be a dry day. We're going to have normal high temperatures. We're just going to kind of hand wave today, and we'll talk about tonight, then, of course, into the 4th of July. So this is 8 p.m. for tonight. Starting to pick up on maybe a few showers down in the Blue Mountains, and as the evening progresses, a little bit better coverage. Now, into tomorrow morning, this is around 8 in the morning, you can see the map starting to light up a little bit more. Some light showers possibly for the lower Columbia Basin, the Blue Foothills, and even some thunderstorms possible in the Blue Mountains. Now, if I had to give like a chances breakdown of wet weather for tomorrow, I'd say 10 to 20% chances for the Yakima Valley, the lower Columbia Basin, and the Blue Foothills, about a 40% chance in the Blue Mountains, and that would be both showers and thunderstorms in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. So some of those low-end shower chances overall could persist throughout the day. I think most of us probably stay dry. Where it does rain, it is not going to rain for the entirety of the day. It would be an excellent day to download the First Alert Weather app. You could get it for free in the App Store or on Google Play. You can track all those showers yourself with that interactive radar feature. The winds for tomorrow, it could be a little bit breezy or windy to start off the day, but especially after 5 p.m., that's when they're going to ramp up. We'll see the windiest conditions in the Kittitas Valley, and it'll be breezy elsewhere. That the winds aren't going to be consistent across the map, but I think most of us will feel some impacts from that. Here is, if you think of this as really a 3-day weekend, here's the breakdown of it. Few showers possible, and the coolest day of this ordeal going to be on Friday. We'll be back to more seasonal stuff by Saturday and getting on the toastier side again for Sunday. That's only a precursor to the triple-digit heat that we could have for next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, looking like those days are going to be the peak of our next heat wave, but still 6 to 7 days out, so we'll have time to tweak those details. Other than the little blip on the map for the 4th of July, our forecast stays pretty dry. No rhyme intended. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Seasonal and sunny today, cooler with a shower chance on the 4th, then heating up into the triple digits again next week. In Yakima, maybe a sprinkler or two tomorrow, but we go back to being dry and much hotter in the next Tuesday and Wednesday. In Ellensburg, windy again for today, but the fire setup won't be as dangerous. Still be on those P's and Q's, though, when it comes to fire safety. In Hermiston, a bit breezy today, but less so compared to yesterday, so that'll help out with containment efforts of the Cold Springs fire. And then for Walla Walla, some light haze possible downstream of the Cold Springs fire. And then a chance of a shower on the 4th, then turning hot and dry again in the next week.
Thanks, Josh. Still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. From Miley Cyrus to Timothée Chalamet. See who's joining the Hollywood Walk of Fame next year. Plus, a first look at Glenn Powell in a bloody new remake and new music from the Foo Fighters. That's all coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break. It's 5:23.
What makes NUU unique? The amazing customer service that we offer to our patients. They know that they're heard, that they're listened to, and we genuinely care about their well-being.
From the second I walked in that office, I felt seen, I felt heard, I didn't feel judged. It just was like, we're a team and we're gonna figure this out.
I had a rare form of breast cancer. Dr. Fedino has just been fantastic. She was really just on my side and helping me, and I'm so relieved and blessed that I went there.
I'm nowhere near diabetic, and I feel amazing. And I lost 55 pounds, and I've been able to keep it off.
She had saved my life because if she hadn't taken just that moment to ask me one extra question, I absolutely would have had an ugly cancer 6 months later.
Go to newuwomensclinic.com to explore the countless ways that wellness meets beauty.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Summer is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today in Kennewick or West Richland.
Hear that? It's the sound of savings at your local Ford dealer. Get a sweet-sounding deal on F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Escape, and more. Hurry in today for the sound of savings, because a new Ford truck or SUV is calling your name. Just listen to this great offer. Employee pricing ends soon. Get up to $13,000 total savings, only at your local Ford dealer.
You heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight, the versatile wireless, safety, security, and outdoor lifestyle light you'll love. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99, and the shipping is free. Order now, and we'll send a second Bionic Floodlight. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-248-8281 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
Hey, welcome back. 526 in your entertainment headlines this morning. We are getting a look at who made the cut for the Hollywood Walk of Fame for next year.
And rock legends are celebrating their 30th anniversary with a new single.
With a look at some of the top stories in your world of entertainment, here's Douglas Hyde with today's Hollywood Minute.
We're here to celebrate and announce the class of 2026.
The Hollywood Walk of Fame just revealed the list of celebs who will receive a star next year. Timothy Chalamet, Emily Blunt, Demi Moore, and Molly Ringwald are among the film actors on the list, with Miley Cyrus, Josh Groban, and Bone Thugs-n-Harmony among the musical honorees. And Sarah Michelle Gellar, Gordon Ramsay, and Noah Wiley are some of the TV stars being honored as well. The Foo Fighters are celebrating their 30th anniversary with the release of their new single, Today's Song. It's their first new music since 2023. The band will keep the celebration going with live performances later this year.
The rules are simple. Survive 30 days with the entire nation hunting you down. And get your family out of Slumside for good.
Here's your first look at Glenn Powell in the upcoming remake of the 80s Arnold Schwarzenegger film, The Running Man. And like the original, it's based on a Stephen King story about a televised game show that forces contestants to fight for their lives. Coleman Domingo co-stars in the sci-fi thriller, which hits theaters in November. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Well, that movie looked wild, so let's just start there and then go backwards.
Yeah, Glenn Powell is one of those actors who's like popped up in everything over the past few years, so he's definitely on his big run right now.
Yeah, and then Hollywood Walk of Fame, you know, we were talking about how for some it's like, well, it's about time.
Yeah.
But then for others, you think, like Timothy Chalamet, you said, that seemed quick.
Yeah, he just burst onto the scene a few years back, but like,
Molly?
Pretty in Pink, Breakfast Club, come on.
Yeah, Bone Thugs?
Bone Thugs, yeah. Overdue.
Yeah, it's about time.
Good that they're getting their flowers.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. And coming up, irrigators in eastern Washington demanding answers. Coming up, why they say a new state program could put their water access at risk. And big, juicy, and bursting with flavor, blueberry season is off to a sweet start in the Yakima Valley. Why this year's crop has growers buzzing.
In today's Tech Bites, jaws like never before. Steven Spielberg's legendary movie is 50 years old this summer, and at the end of August, it's being released in 4DX. It's a special cinema format with moving seats, water sprays, and air blasts to make you feel like you're in the movie. Another round of job cuts at Microsoft, this time laying off roughly 9,000 employees, about 4% of its workforce. The Xbox gaming division was reportedly hit hard. Microsoft said they're removing layers of management to increase effectiveness. Finally, Netflix possibly teaming up with Spotify. The Wall Street Journal reports the two have had discussions about partnering on a music award show and concert projects. Major celebrity interviews are also said to be under consideration. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Allison Cossack. I hope you have a great day.
Oh. New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
I thought people exaggerated about the pain from shingles.
I was wrong. I learned that the hard way.
But you don't have to. Talk to your healthcare provider today.
When did I call Leaf Filter? When I saw my gutters overflowing onto my porch.
Leaf Filter is a permanent gutter solution, so you never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.
It's the easiest call you can make.
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
And how's that 3-degree guarantee going? Are we close? We're almost at 1,500, aren't we?
If I get it right today, we'll be up to 1,500, which is another, I haven't done the math for how many, I think that would be 60 days in a row at that point.
I don't do math, so.
I think it would be 60, so we're at 59 right now.
I'll check it out on the calculator.
Yeah, no pressure.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our good friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. Yesterday went with the forecast high of 95 in Pasco Tri-Cities, and verified at 97, so the jackpot up to 1,475. We're so close to 1,500. So the stakes for today are, well, if the forecast verifies between 86 to 92, the jackpot's going to hit 1,500. And if that doesn't happen, the jackpot would be yours. I would be pretty bummed out, but I would also be happy that you would win the jackpot. So find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, now what's on your screen is something we've been tracking all morning. It's this fire that is still billowing out smoke. Looks like it's still smoldering. This is what you're looking at is Interstate 82, then pretty close to here is where Washington 24 comes into there. So kind of right in, there's a little grassy patch. The river is right here. And so we're still seeing some of that white smoke. It's good that it's white smoke and not black smoke, but we'll continue. We're working to learn more information on that. We'll continue to keep tabs on it throughout the morning. Still is a bit breezy this morning in the valleys, in the basin, and for some portions of the foothills, but also we have that Cold Springs fire burning in Umatilla County. Some of those winds out of the south and west, so first responders or the agencies on scene, of course, would have to contend with that as well. Right now, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s in the Cascades and 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities, lots of sunshine all throughout the day. You're going to be around 80 as soon as lunchtime, and then up into the 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. Pretty seasonal stuff for early July. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. This morning we are following some new developments and a growing water policy debate in eastern Washington. The Columbia Snake River Irrigators Association is calling out the State Department of Ecology, urging more transparency around its interpretable water rights program. So the program allows ecology to cut off certain water rights during extreme drought conditions. But irrigators say a newly introduced version of that policy came without warning and without input from those most affected. The association argues that the program is unnecessary given current water levels, and they're frustrated that there was no public comment period before it rolled out.
There was no consultation with key stakeholders like the irrigators, and it has not been vetted at all. That's a major failure when you're trying to implement any large-scale public policy.
So right now, the group is working to meet with the Department of Ecology to review the policy and to push for a more collaborative approach moving forward. 5:34, taking you to Yakima, where blueberry season is in full swing, and growers in the Yakima Valley say this year's crop is bigger than usual. One Natchez grower, Paul Novak, says he's never seen blueberries this large, and he's been in the U-Pick business since 2005. And it's not just his farm. Neighboring growers are seeing the same thing. Novak isn't sure what's caused the season's giant berries, but he's not complaining. He says it's a perfect opportunity for families to get outside and enjoy the summer.
You know, they're good for you. It's a good time for families just to enjoy. We had a church group out the other night, and there were probably 20 or 30 kids, and so that's fun to see.
That is a lot of fun. Novak says he expects the bounty to last through late August, so plenty of time to plan your picking trip. I know some people who have made their way up there and had an absolute wonderful time picking blueberries. All right, 5:35, talking sports this morning. Seattle Kraken have been busy this offseason and have signed another player in free agency. Veteran defensiveman Ryan Lindgren signed a 4-year deal with the Kraken worth $18 million. Lindgren joining Seattle after spending the last season with the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, a team that seems like they're up and coming right now. They got a lot of really good young talent mixed in with some, you know, maybe some older guys that are really good players. So, yeah, I'm just really excited to join this team. You know, just try to help build a culture there of hard work and winning. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited.
As the Kraken try to make a push for the playoffs, Lindgren adds postseason experience, having appeared in 50 postseason games in his career so far. 5:36, making a difference this morning. A Kennewick teen is turning her past into her purpose, using her own foster care experience to bring comfort to other children going through the system. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen shows us how 13-year-old Rylan Simmons is making a national impact with a project she calls Dignity Duffels.
At just 13 years old, Rylan Simmons is no stranger to resilience.
I've been in foster care in the system since I was 3 years old. And going into my new families with only a cardboard box made me feel unwelcomed and unsafe.
But out of that moment of fear came a mission. Now adopted and a national pageant title holder, Rylan is using her platform to launch Dignity Duffels, each bag packed with essentials and comfort items for kids entering foster care. The bags include pajamas, toiletries, and a stuffed animal, and even a handwritten note from Rylan herself.
Having something from someone who's going through your same experience is very important to show that you will get through the hard moments and that you will go a lot of places, and having something special to look at whenever you're feeling down.
Dignity Duffels are more than just supplies. They're a message of hope. With the help of her family and an Amazon wish list, Rylan is collecting donations to get the bags into the hands of kids across Washington.
Very proud of her. She is pretty exceptional, so she's accomplished a lot so far in her 13 years.
And while she's preparing for an international pageant stage, Rylan says this, her platform is what really matters. Reporting in Kennewick, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
What an incredible young woman. Good people doing good things. Rylan says even one bag can make a difference, and she hopes that her work inspires others to spread kindness in their communities as well. For more on how to donate to Dignity Duffels, we have a link on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Barbecue plans for the 4th? Well, some popular menu items could hit your wallet harder this year. What to grab and what to skip. That's all coming up. And continuing to give you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima as we continue to monitor this vegetation fire burning just off of Interstate 82. You can see the smoke billowing still this morning. Crews out trying to get a handle on this fire, monitoring hot spots. We're keeping a close eye on it. Details are limited, but as they continue to come in, we'll pass them along to you. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will break down your First Alert forecast after the break.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Got a birthday coming up, celebrating a big win, or just want to gather the crew for a pizza and a good time? For decades, Hubby's Pizza has been the go-to spot for family, friends, and fun. Reserve your table and bring the whole gang. Kids, family, teammates, whoever loves great pizza and good vibes. Dig into your favorite pizza, hit up the fresh salad bar, and let the kids have a blast in the arcade. And if the party's at your place, no problem. Hubby's now delivers through Grubhub and DoorDash. A community tradition, a place to celebrate. Acquire the Hubby's habit today.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals and everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slack Connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
New Swiffer Mop Deluxe is made for small spaces. For clean, even Mom approves of.
That's new.
Just grab a pad and go. The built-in solution traps dirt and locks it away.
Wow, still white.
The upgraded strip has 75% more scrubbing power.
Still clean.
And with the new locking head, getting into tight spaces is simple.
Can I borrow it?
The all-new Swiffer Mop Deluxe, the mother of all cleans.
50% off annuals and vegetable starts at Queensgate Gardens. It's the end of spring and going fast. Open 10 to 3 on the 4th. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows at 50% off.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
You, me, Thursday night.
Press Your Luck is back.
Here we go with this band.
Oh, you're not invited.
Press Your Luck Thursday, July 10th on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We're going to have normal high temperatures and the winds will still be out there, just not as widespread, not as strong as yesterday. Peak gusts still up around 35 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, and we'll end up being in the mid-80s in the Kittitas Valley, mid to upper 80s up and down the Yakima Valley. Light winds here should have plenty of sunshine. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, also plenty of sunshine and some breezes out of the south and west, some breezes out of the north and west, just kind of depending on your proximity to the river. But temperatures here right around 90 degrees. And for the Bluefoot Hills, all of us in the 80s and dealing with haze specifically downstream and downwind of the Cold Springs fire in Umatilla. So that would put haze in places like Pendleton and Milton Freewater, and especially up towards Walla Walla. And then in terms of the Blue Mountains, also could see some light haze there. High temperatures mostly in the 70s. Okay, here is your vegetation dryness forecast for today. Still, it's going to be critically dry in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin, but just an elevated level of dryness for the rest of us. Definitely nothing to scoff at, but the vegetation not as stressed out as it was yesterday. The wind gusts not going to be as strong as they were for yesterday, so that's why we did not go with the first alert weather day for today, but still have to be on your P's and Q's, especially with people out there shooting fireworks. Speaking of that, we do have some shower chances as we head into the 4th of July. It's not going to be a washout, but something of note. So I'll show you those chances with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 544. In your consumer news this morning, 4th of July, of course, means fireworks, flags, parades, and of course, some backyard barbecues. So if you're planning to host family and friends to celebrate Independence Day, you can also expect to spend a little bit more than you did last year. Melissa Adon has the details on what to expect at the grocery store.
As Americans get ready to fire up the grill this 4th of July, they should expect to see slightly higher prices for some of the most popular barbecue items. Wells Fargo's Agri-Food Institute says hosting a gathering this year for 10 people will cost about $130 for the food and beverages. That's just over 2% higher than last year.
A lot of parts of the country have different menus, but we chose a pretty standard, hamburgers, some hot dogs, salad, sweets.
Burgers are always popular, but beef is up 7.4% from 1 year ago.
Chicken's going to be your go-to. If you really need to save that money or you want to save the money, chicken, in all formats is a good deal. If you look at it compared to incomes right now, it's at all-time affordability. Beef, on the other hand, has really struggled staying affordable in this cycle.
If you're adding eggs to your potato salad, those eggs are up a whopping 40% over 2024. For those looking for some lighter options,
we're in a good spot for fruits and vegetables right now. We've had good water supply in California, and it's their turn to shine this time of year with supply. And so we're seeing actually fruit and vegetables are down from a year ago.
As far as beverages, whether you're serving alcoholic or non-alcoholic drinks, prices are up about 2%.
When we looked at the category, we said beer, wine, soft drinks. And once again, that's not driven by aluminum. It's not driven by the sweeteners. It's driven by the fact that it's just more expensive to manufacture things on an ongoing basis. 2% is pretty reasonable, but if you really want to save some money, have them bring some of their own beverages to go at the party.
And of course, there's some good news for those looking to buy American on this very American holiday. The USDA says more than 85% of the food consumed in the U.S. is produced right here at home. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And if you're looking to stretch your holiday dollar even further, you can try buying in bulk or planning potlucks. Little planning can go a long way in keeping your 4th of July festive and affordable. All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up next, we have your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. And we're keeping a close eye on this vegetation fire. This is burning in Yakima. Getting a live look at that, courtesy of our Bi-Mart camera there in Yakima. This is burning off of Interstate 82. You can see the smoke billowing into the sky this morning. We're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert. He's going to have your full first alert forecast, breaking down what we can expect as we head into this 4th of July weekend. We're back right after the break.
This 4th of July, set your perfect remodel free. During our Made in the USA sale, take 50% off American-made carpets, floors, and more. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
Form or function? Should we push the timeline? Will it hold?
Should we outsource? What do you think?
Do you engineer it to work? Or design it to move? Give them what they want.
It needs to be taller, faster.
Even cheaper. Or take things to new places. You've got to build the right team. No, that's the one. Revise it, redo it, develop it. Keep pushing until it's right.
Introducing the business card that gives back all you put in. The new Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business.
System 1 loaded.
is a lifetime earned. Numerica Credit Union. Money where it matters.
Celebrate the 4th of July with explosive savings at More Furniture. Truckloads of special buys are arriving daily, and we're passing the savings directly to you. Join us this Friday for Independence Day, and you'll get our very best offer. No money down, no sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery, and we'll remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit More Furniture this Friday, where everyone gets more furniture for less.
This 4th of July, set your perfect remodel free. During our Made in the USA sale, take 50% off American-made carpets, floors, and more. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
Judy Justice, today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be a seasonal day. It's going to be a sunny day. We're going to kind of hand wave today, and we'll talk about tomorrow as shower chance is going to go up, and obviously a lot of people have vested interest in tomorrow's forecast given that it's the holidays. So okay, this is Futurecast tonight around midnight. A few showers possible in the Blue Mountains, but it gets a lot more interesting into tomorrow morning. This is 8 in the morning. You can see a few light showers now in the valleys and the basin and the foothills, and maybe some heavier rainfall, perhaps even some thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. Lunchtime, still dealing with the same ding. By 4 p.m., still dealing with the same ding, a little bit less so, and then into the evening, some of that could linger. So the breakdown of shower chances, I would say about 10 to 20% for the Yakima Valley, for the Lower Columbia Basin and the Blue Foothills, about a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. So certainly not a washout. And I know it looks very bright and scary on Futurecast radar, but tomorrow would be an excellent day to have the First Alert Weather app on hand. You can track the showers and thunderstorms yourself with that interactive radar feature. And of course, you can download this for free in the App Store or on Google Play. Tomorrow, winds also going to be a factor. Now, they could be a factor in the morning, but they'll really ramp up after 5 p.m., especially in the Kittitas Valley. But other locations will also have to deal with the winds, although we could have some light winds on the map as well. Definitely not as strong as what we dealt with for yesterday. Sort of a day-by-day breakdown of this if you think of it as a 3-day weekend. Cooler and the best shower chances for Friday, and then trending hotter, staying pretty dry for Saturday and Sunday. This is going to be a precursor to the triple-digit heat that we could have returning for next week. Looks like it's going to peak this next heat wave into Tuesday and Wednesday, but this is still 6 to 7 days out, so we'll have some time to tweak those details. The forecast, other than the 4th of July, looking pretty dry, so vegetation dryness and fire danger poised to go back up for next week. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Seasonal and sunny today, cooler with a shower chance on the 4th, then heating up into the triple digits again next week. In Yakima, maybe a sprinkler or two tomorrow, but we go back to being dry, much hotter in the next Tuesday and Wednesday. In Ellensburg, windy again for today, but the fire setup won't be as dangerous. Still be on those P's and Q's, though, when it comes to fire safety. In Hermiston, a bit breezy today, but less so compared to yesterday, so that'll help out with containment efforts of the Cold Springs fire. And in Walla Walla, speaking of the Cold Springs fire, could have some light haze possible downwind of that, and then a chance of a shower on the 4th, then turning hot and dry again into next week.
Now, the Morning Sprint.
Time is 5:52. Here are the top 5 local things you need to know this morning as we get you into your morning sprint. There's a warning from the Uvalde County Sheriff's Office about a new phone scam targeting employers. Scammers are posing as law enforcement or even judges, claiming an employee has been arrested and needs bail money. Then they'll ask for gift cards or money transfers. Officials say if you get a call like this, hang up and report it to authorities. And in Coeur d'Alene, we have some positive news after a tragic weekend. Firefighter Dave Tisdale, the lone survivor of Sunday's deadly shooting, is now stable and off the ventilator. 2 other firefighters were killed while responding to a blaze that police say was intentionally set to lure them in. And with the 4th of July coming up, state leaders are urging everyone to prevent wildland fires. Last year, 270 fires in Washington were caused by fireworks alone. The Department of Natural Resources reminds campers and holiday celebrators to check fire restrictions and put out campfires until they're cold to the touch. And while many of us want to escape into the AC during hot weeks like we're seeing, food truck workers don't always have that luxury. Crews like the one at Hot Mess Food Truck say they are staying hydrated, they're taking breaks, and they're keeping cool towels nearby to beat the triple-digit temps as they serve up those meals. And a call for transparency on the Columbia and Snake River. Irrigators are raising concerns over a state program that could cut water access during droughts. They say the new policy was rolled out without input, and they want a seat at the table for future discussions. 5:54 in your national headlines this morning. The federal jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case in New York rendered a split verdict just yesterday morning, the news broke. Jurors found the hip-hop mogul not guilty on 3 counts of the 5 counts against him, including the most serious charge of racketeering conspiracy. Combs was also found not guilty on 2 counts of sex trafficking, but the 55-year-old was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Each of those 2 counts carries a sentence of up to 10 years in prison. And he has also been denied bail. He will continue to sit behind bars until his sentencing. And at 5:55 in your business headlines this morning, Nissan is recalling more than 440,000 vehicles over an engine issue. The automaker says engine bearings may have defects that could lead to engine failure, raising the risk of a crash. The recalled vehicles include the 2021 to 2024 Rogue, the 2019 to 2020 Altima, 2019 to 2022 Infiniti QX50, and the 2022 Infiniti QX55. Dealers will inspect the recalled vehicles and make repairs if needed, and Nissan will start notifying drivers later next month. Turning now to your health headlines this morning, the Wisconsin Supreme Court negated a state abortion ban law just yesterday. The law dated to 1849. At the time, Wisconsin enacted legislation that said someone who intentionally killed a woman's unborn child could face a $10,000 fine and 6 years in prison. One exception was allowed, and that was to save the life of the pregnant woman. All right, it is 5:56, and taking a look at what is trending this morning. A blast from the past is getting a grown-up upgrade.
I'm pretty excited about this. Chuck E. Cheese. Yes, Chuck E. Cheese is launching a new spin-off called Chuck's Arcade, and this time it's just for adults.
Yeah, so the chain calls it a love letter to the arcade era, featuring classic games like Donkey Kong, Mortal Kombat, alongside some newer favorites like Halo and Connect 4 Hoops.
And yes, you'll still see animatronic favorites. See, I'm not as excited about that. Animatronic favorites like Chuck E. Cheese himself. He's gonna keep watch, as he always does. 10 locations have already opened up across the country, each one decorated with art that celebrates the brand's history.
So some locations even offer a pizzeria with beer and wine on the menu. It's all a part of a $350 million revamp after the company bounced back from bankruptcy just 5 years ago. They went through a hard time, during the pandemic. A lot of those places had to close down, but they're coming back.
Bouncing back. I love that. There's good nostalgia that's tied in with Chuck E. Cheese, but also a little bit of the EBGBs too with the animatronics.
You know, like the big rat walking around?
Not a fan. Not a fan.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, before you hit the water or take your pets out in the heat, we have some important safety tips to make sure everyone stays safe, happy, and healthy this 4th of July weekend. Plus, you could call this a real pork suit. What is happening?
That's a stretch.
Right? A pig on the run had South Carolina troopers bringing home more than just traffic tickets. Hey, little buddy, you got to get off the road. All right, and what are you tracking as we head into the 4th of July weekend? Fire watch.
Yeah, you're looking at what we're tracking right now. We have a fire in Yakima. We have the fire that's burning near the Cold Springs Reservoir. So I have an update on evacuation specifically for that one burning in Umatilla County, and a preview ahead to the 4th of July forecast. That's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.